How's it going, everyone? Welcome to a brand new episode here on the Commonwealth Realm. I'm Joey Ferris, and as you can tell by the title, we are once again talking about E3. It's only a few days away, and the closer we get to the event, the more excited we are for it. Also, stick around until the end because I have some giveaway details that you might want to hear. Let's get right into it. Okay, first things first. Yesterday, Nintendo of America tweeted out their schedule for the show floor. Their live stream schedule, to be exact. For example, Tuesday at 9 a.m. we have the traditional Nintendo Direct with the Treehouse to follow, and then Treehouse Live every day at 9 a.m. since then, including Indie Day, which is interesting. I haven't really heard about that, but the Nintendo Switch has a ton of indies, so it'd be wise to dedicate an entire event for that, all that good stuff. What's interesting, though, is that they announced the playable titles that will be available on the show floor. None of them are surprising, to be honest. Pokemon Sword and Shield, for example. They had Pokemon Let's Go demos last year, so it's only appropriate to have the same for Sword and Shield. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, a very easy game to demo. I imagine that for this game, they're going to have an open world, or rather overworld type demo like they did with A Link Between Worlds. They'll also have a dungeon demo for when you want to play one of the dungeons. You want to be able to play the whole dungeon, but, some is better than none. And then Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Still crazy that, Ultimate Alliance 3 is happening in general. I don't remember, but I think the last game, Ultimate Alliance 2, came out in 2010, 2011. I'll look it up later and then put it in the edit. And this is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. So that's still crazy. And you know what? We're getting the X-Men back. So Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, learned something. And the other one is Luigi's Mansion 3. We haven't heard anything about Luigi's Mansion 3 for half a year now. More than that even. So it's crazy that we're finally going to see it in action and we'll be able to play it on the show floor, which means this game is definitely coming out soon. And then it says in the post, and more. Of course, they're not going to reveal the entire lineup. They're still going to make room for those announcements. And this has caused a lot of people to ask, where's Animal Crossing? Why is Animal Crossing not on this list? Does that mean the game is delayed? Does that mean, it's not going to have a stage demo? Well, for one, calm down. They're not going to put this on here because Animal Crossing doesn't officially have a title yet. But at the same time, they're probably not going to have a floor demo for Animal Crossing. They'll have Treehouse demos, they'll have a feature of it in the Nintendo Direct, but if you've played Animal Crossing, you should know that this type of game is not an easy one to demo in a show floor setting. It's easy to demo at home with one of those downloadable demos and stuff, but for a show floor demo, not so much. It's a very slow game. It's very much just talking to people every day. It's very much just, playing hide and seek with them and whatnot. Hey, I could also be wrong. Maybe they'll also have a demo for Animal Crossing on the show floor. Maybe just spending 5 or 10 minutes in the world, the town, and talking to the villagers, doing a bunch of tasks. But I don't think it's going to happen. If anything, they'll probably just going to dedicate a Treehouse live demo for it. Yeah, I'd watch 30 minutes of Animal Crossing footage. Hell yes, dude. Please give it to me. As we know by now, Nintendo does their own E3 showings, whether it be a press conference or a Nintendo Direct, the latter of which they've been doing since 2013, so they're going to have it again this year, obviously. But what's interesting is that these past few years, we've actually seen Nintendo outside of their own presentations, namely at Ubisoft's press conference. I didn't think we would see them twice in a row, though. First one being with Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle in 2017, and then Starlink Battle for Atlas in 2018. Can we expect to see the same thing happen this year? I don't know if we can expect it, but I would sure as hell love to see it happen again. I know in our E3 predictions video with Roger's Base that Roger has predicted a Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2, and that is definitely plausible, but personally I would prefer if Ubisoft took another Nintendo franchise and did their own different spin on it, cross it over with another one of their universes maybe, who knows. But if a Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2 were to happen, that would undoubtedly be cool. But what's on everyone's mind is the possibility of Nintendo showing up at Microsoft's press conference at the Microsoft Theater on Sunday. Why are people talking about this? Well, Microsoft and Nintendo have had this partnership going on for a few years now. We saw them collaborate for Minecraft crossplay, and most recently, we've been seeing Cuphead on the Nintendo Switch. You know when you saw that Cuphead trailer after the Switch came out that you would have loved to play that game on Switch, so it was practically a dream come true. Let's get with the realistic predictions though. Maybe we'll see Ori and the Blind Forest and also Will of the Wisps appear on the Switch. They're 2D Metroidvanias, so that's possible. That's more than possible. There's also the case of the Battletoads game coming out that's going to have a 2D art style that's hand-drawn, so that could also run on the Switch as well. And let's not forget about xCloud, and we know that Nintendo Switch is perfectly capable of streaming games to the system, granted as long as your Wi-Fi connection is good, so those games coming to Switch could seem more likely. But let's get a little crazy here, guys. What if? Just what if? Roger also said this in his predictions video, so I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna say maybe, just maybe, we will see Banjo-Kazooie return on both the Xbox and the Nintendo Switch. Which also reminds me, supposedly we're gonna see more DLC fighters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate revealed at E3. So, what if Banjo-Kazooie is one of them? I know everyone's talking about Banjo-Kazooie showing up in Smash. Everyone wants Banjo-Kazooie to show up in Smash. So, yes, just put him in Smash. Please. I don't know if it's gonna happen. He may never show up in Smash. Please, Sakurai, just make it happen. Either way, we're more than likely gonna see 1 or 2 fighters revealed for the Smash Ultimate Fighters Pass. Let's just hope they're worth getting excited about. Now then, let's talk about that giveaway. Right now, I'm in a contest on Facebook to win an Xbox One X, and the winner is determined by votes. So if you click the link in the description below and vote for me by clicking like or heart, you will be entered into a drawing to win a $40 gift card for the platform of your choosing. Just be sure to screenshot me your vote on Twitter at FerrisWheelPro like this gentleman did right here. Now then, back to E3. Now, let's talk about the big enchilada, the Nintendo Direct for E3 2019. The last Nintendo Direct from E3 2018 was, it left a couple of things to be desired. However, if you were a fan of Smash Bros. And only Smash Bros., then you probably loved the heck out of that Direct. But spending 25 minutes in a 45-minute Direct on one game was kind of not the greatest decision made by Nintendo. I would have rather they just had a Smash Direct in general and saved the other announcements for the Treehouse, like Super Mario Party, for example. But yeah, that Nintendo Direct wasn't so hot, especially when you started off with Daemon X Machina and the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna expansion. Needless to say, I am a big Animal Crossing fan, but if they spend 25 minutes of the supposedly 45-minute Direct on only Animal Crossing, I'll still be a little upset. Like, feel free to talk for 25 minutes about Animal Crossing in the Treehouse, but save the Nintendo Direct to focus evenly on all the games they're going to talk about. They'll spend a longer amount of time on certain games, of course, but what I really want from this year is variety, along with a balanced supply of new game announcements and games we already know about. That said, there probably aren't going to be that many new announcements this E3, and I'm saying that because we already know what their lineup is for the rest of the year. We have Animal Crossing, Link's Awakening, we have Pokemon Sword and Shield in November, we have Astral Chain in August, we have Luigi's Mansion 3, Fire Emblem in July, Super Mario Maker 2 this month. It's already packed as it is, and I don't see them announcing too many new games for either the rest of the year or even next year. In the end, I would keep my expectations in check for this Nintendo Direct, because I have a feeling we're not going to see a whole lot of new things, but the games we are going to see that we already know about will look great anyway. I am very excited to see Animal Crossing gameplay, and I am also very excited to see how Astral Chain is going to play out. But if we're placing money on any new game announcements, I'm already going to say Pikmin 4 is probably the most likely of them all. Because it's been so many years since Miyamoto revealed that they were working on it and they were quote-unquote almost done with it, though they probably were making it for the Wii U, realized the Wii U was a flop and decided, hey, let's hold on to it for the Switch and wait for the perfect time to release it. And maybe if there were another announcement, I would probably say a Star Fox game as well. Not Star Fox Racing by Retro Studios, and more on Retro Studios later, but maybe a Star Fox game by a different studio that's been in development for a couple of years now in secrecy. Maybe. That's just my kind of out there prediction. And of course, I would love to see the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, but I'm also trying not to get my hopes up for that because Nintendo doesn't usually announce remasters at E3, if at all. Then there's the question, what's Retro Studios been working on? Obviously, they got to take over for Metroid Prime 4, but we're not going to see that for a long time. But they've clearly been working on something for the past, what's it been, 5 years? That's a long time to be working on one game. And maybe they didn't take over Metroid Prime 4 at first because they were still working on that game, which must mean that it's pretty much done at this point, and maybe we'll see it at E3? Let's hope so, man. I love Retro Studios. They did great with Metroid Prime Trilogy, obviously. They also did great with Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, and Returns. So let's hope this next game is truly something special. Also, if you're expecting any new hardware reveals at E3, you're going to be very disappointed. The president of Nintendo himself, Shintaro Furukawa, said this weeks ago that you would not see any new hardware details at E3. Maybe the week after E3, maybe a month after E3, but not at the show itself. So you're not going to see the Switch Mini, you're not going to see the Switch Pro, and you're definitely not going to see the Switch Scorpio Edition. Nintendo hasn't announced hardware at E3 for years now, and I'm expecting this is going to be a trend for years to come. Still, the more I think about it, the more I am really excited for Nintendo's E3 2019 Direct, mainly because we're gonna see more Animal Crossing and we'll know what it's called and we'll get that release date. As you can tell, Animal Crossing is one of my most anticipated games of the year, and it is no doubt going to make Nintendo a lot of money, along with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Those two games coming out in the same holiday season are sure to make gangbusters when they come out for the Switch. In the meantime, be sure to click that thumbs up button if you like this video, and if you are new, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos on E3 throughout next week. We'd also like to thank our glorious patrons, including royal producers Kenyatta Ali and Bradley Carriage, for all their contributions to the realm. Visit patreon.com/commonrealm to find out how you can join the ranks in exchange for some awesome perks. For now, this has been the Commonwealth Realm, and we will see you girls and guys in the next one.